Hello everyone, myself Sagar Gurnani from Elite Careers. This video is about percentage part 4. In this video, I am going to cover a few more problems related to percentages. So let's begin. Question number 16. The price of sugar is increased by 28%. Therefore, a family reduces consumption so that increment in the expenditure of sugar is only 20%. If the consumption of the sugar is 15 kg before increment, what is the consumption now? Now we have to identify the relationship between price of the sugar, consumption and the expense. So we have a formula that is expense is equal to price of the sugar into consumption. So let's say P is the price of the sugar, which can be any amount, and Q is the quantity of that sugar. So that quantity is nothing but the consumption. Now price into quantity is equal to the expense, that is the amount of money which has been spent to collect this Q quantity of sugar at P amount of price. Now we have seen that the price of the sugar has increased by 28%. So let's say initially the price of the sugar was 100 rupees. So let's say 100 rupees was the initial price per kg and it has been increased by 28%. So the final price after the increment is 128 rupees. Now family reduces consumption so that increment in the expenditure is 20%. So the initial expenditure is E. Finally, after the price of sugar increased, the consumption has reduced so that expense will increase only by 20%. Now we need to find out that if the initial consumption was 15 kg, let's say this was the 100 rupees per kg price and 15 kg was the amount of consumption before the price increment, then the expense was 100 into 15, which is nothing but 1500. Now this 1500 expense has increased by 20%. So that 20% increment will be the new expense, and at the new expense price is 128 rupees and we need to find out the new consumption, that is Q dash. So this is the new consumption which has to be found out from the given equation. So let's solve it in a proper way. Let the price is equal to rupees 100 per kg for sugar. Now we have formula expense is equal to price into consumption. So initially the price is 15 rupees per kg and initially the price which we have assumed is 100 rupees per kg and initial consumption which is given in the question is 15 kg. So 15 into 100 is equal to 1500 rupees, which is nothing but your expense. Now as the price has increased by 28%, expense has been gone up by 20%. So new expense will be 120 by 100, that is 20% on the 100%. So it will be 120 by 100 of this 1500 rupees, which is nothing but 1800 rupees. So this new expense is equal to price into the consumption. Now new price is 28% more than the original price. Original price was 100, then the new price will be 128. So new price is 128 rupees and new quantity is Q. So price into quantity is equal to the new expense, which is 1800 rupees. So from here we can find out the new consumption. So new consumption Q will be equal to 1800 divided by 128, which is nothing but 225 by 16, which is nothing but 14.0625 kg. So you can say that initially the consumption was 15 kg, but as the price has increased by 28% and the expenditure has been controlled to increase by 20%, then the new consumption is 14.0625 kg. So this is how from this formula you can solve price into consumption type of problem. Now let's move to the next problem. Question number 17. Weight of two friends A and B are in ratio of 1:2. A's weight increased by 20% and total weight of A and B together becomes 60 kg with an increase of 30%. By what percentage the weight of B increases? So in this case, A and B weights are in ratio of 1:2. Now the total weight of A and B is 60 kg with the increase of 30%. It means originally the weight of A and B was something else, and 60 kg is the weight of A and B after 30% increment. Then if original weight of A and B together is 100%, then this 30% increment on it is nothing but 130%. So at 130%, that is the increased weight of A and B is equal to 60 kg. Then let's say what is the original weight. Original weight is X, that is the original weight of A and B is X kg, and at 100%. So from the cross multiplication we can find out 130 into X is equal to 60 into 100. From here we can find out the value of X, and X turns out to be 600 divided by 13. Now from the 600 divided by 13, it is nothing but the total weight of A and B together, and that was the original weight of A and B. Now we know that the weight ratio of A and B is 1:2. So the weight of A is 1 by 3 of this 60 by 600 by 13, which is nothing but 200 by 13 kg. So this is the original weight of A. Now the original weight for B is nothing but 600 divided by 13 minus 200 by 13. So it will be 400 by 13 kg. So these are the original weight of A and B. Now it has been seen that A's weight increases by 20% when total weight is increased by 30%. So originally the weight of A was 200 by 13. So this 200 by 13 has been increased by 20%, so that the total weight is increases by 30%. So you can say that, let's say 120 by 100, which is nothing but 20% increase of A on this original weight, that is 200 by 13, plus some X percentage of the weight will be increased by B. So X percentage is nothing but 100 plus X by 100 of this 400 by 13. So 400 by 13 is nothing but the original weight for B, and this original weight has been increased by X percentage. Now due to this, A and B, if we add the weight of A and B, which is equal to 60 kg. So 60 kg is the weight after the 30% increment of A and B together. So from here we can find out the value of X, which is nothing but the percentage weight of B increase. So from this equation, X has been found out as 35%. It means when the A is increased by 20%, B has to be increased by 35%, so that overall weight of A and B is increased by 30%. So in such kind of a problem, you have to find out first of all the original weight of A and B. That is, if 60% is 130%, then 100% is how much, which is nothing but the original weight of A and B. From this original weight, we have found out the original weight of A and original weight of B. Once the original weight has been found out, we have to use this formula or this concept, which is nothing but the increment of A plus increment of B is equal to the overall increment of A and B. So from here we can find out the percentage increase of B. Let's move to next problem. Question number 18. Gaurav spent 30% of his monthly income on food article, 40% of the remaining on convenience and clothes, and saves 50% of the remaining. If his monthly salary is 18,400 rupees, how much money does he saves every month? So we need to find out the savings out of this monthly salary. Now it has been told that 30% of this income goes to food article. So let's say its original salary is 100%. So 100% is equivalent to 18400. Now from this 100%, 30% will go to food article. So 70% is remaining. From this 70% of the remaining, 40% will goes on convenience and clothes. So 40% of the 70% is nothing but 70 into 40 by 100. So which is nothing but 2800 by 100, which is nothing but 28%. So from this 70%, 28% will go to convenience and clothes. So 70 percentage minus 28 percentage is nothing but 42 percentage. So 42 percentage is the amount which is remain after deducting the food article cost and the convenience and cloth cost. Now from this 42 percentage, 50 percentage has been saved. So saving 50 percentage of this 42 percentage is nothing but 21 percentage. So 21 percentage is the saving. Now, so from here we can say that 21 percentage of 1840 is equal to saving. So saving is equal to 384 rupees, which is nothing but this 384 rupees is the saving from this total salary. Let's move to next problem. Question number 19. A number is first decreased by 20%. The decreased number is then increased by 20%. The resultant number is less than original number by 36. Then we need to find out the original number. Let's say original number is 100%. Then from this 100%, 20% has been decreased. So after 20% decrement, the number becomes 80%. Now this decreased number, which is nothing but the 80%, is then increased by 20%. So 80% of this 20% is nothing but 80 into 20 by 100, which is nothing but 16%. So 16 percentage is the increment on this 80%. So the final percentage is nothing but 96%. Now it has been found out that the resultant number, which is this, is less than the original number, which is 100% by 36. So 100 percentage minus 96 percentage is nothing but 4 percentage, and this 4 percentage is equivalent to 36. Then we need to find out the original number, which is nothing but the 100 percentage. Let's say the original number is x, then from the cross multiplication we can find out the value of x. So from the cross multiplication, the value of x turns out to be 900. So the original number is 900. Let's move to next problem. Question number 20. A number is mistakenly divided by 9 instead of being multiplied by 9. What is the percentage of error? So let's say a number is x and we have to multiply this number with 9. Now mistakenly it has been divided by 9 instead of multiplying with 9. So what is the mistake which we have done? The number was x and we had divided this number by 9. However, we could have to multiply that number with 9 instead of division. So there has been some error between these two numbers and that error is nothing but this base is 9x, so 9x minus x by 9 upon 9x, that is final value minus initial value by initial value. So the original thing which we have to do is multiply by 9. So 9x minus x by 9 upon 9x is nothing but the percentage of error between these two numbers, that is between 9x and x by 9. And by solving this thing, we have found out that the fraction turns out to be 80x upon 81x into 100. So that is equal to 98.76%. So this is the amount of error between these two numbers. So this is the end of part 4 of percentage. Thanks for watching.